Hello there, my beautiful Virgo signs. It's Rachael with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's message is going to be all about you and what's coming up for you in the month of July into August. There is a new moon in Leo, I'm pretty sure, and that's going to be, new moon in Leo, August the 4th. That's going to be very significant for you at this time. That's all about dealing with your confidence. You'll have to see what house Leo falls into your chart. To get more specifics on that. But there's also a full moon in Aquarius on August the 19th. And that's kind of tied to our humanitarian aspects. So again, see where Aquarius falls in your chart. But I do feel like there's some major shifts and changes happening. And it's going to require a lot of work for you. And you're a workhorse, Virgo. So you're really putting in the work on yourself and probably into your business aspects for sure, because there's a lot of I do a pre-shuffle, and when I pre-shuffle I meditate and I listen to music, and oddly enough the Malcolm in the Middle song, like Stuck in the Middle with You, that theme song was playing, which I thought was maybe strange but a synchronicity for you for some reason. And I just saw 111 on the clock as well, so that might be a significant angel number for you at this time, Virgo. Now, I was saying I did get like duplicate cards for just about everything I shuffled. I only shuffle, how many decks do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 decks, and I have duplicate, 2 cards popped out for 4 of the decks. So over half of them, you have multiple messages. So there's something Spirit really wants to get across to you. And hopefully this message will resonate and help you on some way, shape, or form. But if it doesn't resonate, leave it behind. I'm drawn to read the Wisdom Oracle first. These are both heavy energies. You have the Truth Be Told card. This to me is all about I'm not religious, but I like to use this as an example because everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like when God closes a door, he opens a window. And I feel like there's a window of opportunity for you to pursue something. This could be your passions, this could be your emotions, this could be healing yourself and doing shadow work, this could be I just saw 222 on the clock, so you're right where you're meant to be. This could be involving an opportunity, a business opportunity, but it's also just having that presence and self-awareness here and being able to breathe with all of this major shifting that's happening. There is some sort of storm going on, and that is going to require extra extreme patience and cooperation and balancing at this time. I didn't get the Temperance card, but I'm feeling like Temperance energy. So the archetype card that came out is the storm. And, it's like there's always the calm before the storm and there's the calm after the storm. And I feel like maybe you feel like you're in the middle of a storm or on the outskirts or something like that. But there's some storm happening because you're shifting out of the old and into the new. And with change comes a lot of chaos and conflict at times. And that's just because you're like shedding this old skin, this old pattern, this old habit, this old something. So fill in the blank there. Now for the Power of Love card, which I like to think of these Power of Love cards as these are kind of like life lessons that we need to learn, that we maybe are stubborn or pig-headed and we don't learn very well. So this is like kind of another confirmation from Spirit to say like, hey, this is what you're learning during this lunar cycle. This is what you should be focusing on and healing. So the first one I have is cooperation, and that could be like cooperation with multiple people working together on something or a project. It says, in your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. And this could be just expressing gratitude for past loves, past friendships, things that maybe aren't in your life right now. It could be aspects of your family or aspects of your old self. Just appreciating and seeing the value that maybe you playing that role a long time ago contributed in some way to where you are now, and having gratitude for where you've been and where you're going and where you're at currently. Now, the present moment is very vital at this time because the present card came out, and I do feel like that ties into this breathe. The breathe card is kind of like take a breath, like make sure you're conscious of where you are, what you're doing, and you're not living too far ahead in the future, and you're not living too far in the past either. which I feel like you're not so much living in the past as much as you possibly have been, because I do see a lot of progression in your tarot cards, which I'll get into those in a minute. But this card says present. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love into your circumstances. I do see that happening. I do feel like a lot of you are having clarity and illumination. There is a lot of shifts happening, and Spirit is really asking you to move forward, because you have the 2 moon cards that I have for you is Believe in the Impossible with the blue moon, and Be Bold and Make the First Move in the cardinal moon. The moon phases on these cards, I don't really view them as super significant, but they might be significant to you. If you look up when the next blue moon is, there might be a time frame that's relevant, but that might not resonate with everyone. So make sure you're believing in your dreams. And when it says be bold, make the first move, that could be when it comes to a romantic relationship. It could just be you making the first move on healing yourself, healing your traumas, putting in the work, breaking old habits, breaking old patterns, doing something new to get you out of maybe some stagnancy that you've been experiencing, perhaps. Now, the next card I have is from my chakra deck. This is all about your throat chakra. This is about speaking your truth. And this is also, this vanity card is, if you look at the person, it's like an enlightened guy or a guru that's like, oh, I know everything. Nobody knows everything. And even if you know more than most, there's still always more to learn. So vanity is kind of hard to get over, because it's our ego talking, basically. And a lot of the times, especially myself, I find myself being very vain when it comes to having access to my spiritual abilities that other people don't, because I'm like, here's how you fix it. Here's how you solve your problem. Here's this. Here, I'm going to lay this out for you. And there you go. You're welcome. But people are not always ready to hear or to change their patterns and habits and behaviors. They may just want an ear to somebody to listen to them. And sometimes you have to decide who you're talking to, if they're coming to you looking for a solution, or if they're coming to you just looking for empathy. And sometimes empathy is just listening, and that is challenging for me, but it is something I'm working through, because I do have, I have a vain streak. Carly Simon ain't got nothing on me. Like, it's just part of growing and learning and adapting. People are going to feel vain when they feel like they're very good at something, or they know something someone else doesn't, because they hopefully are coming from a space of I want to help, not a space of superiority. And I think the intention of that vanity sets your karma, basically. So if you're coming at somebody like, I know better than you, it's not a very good look, and you're gonna attract more flies with honey. Okay, that's kind of where I'm headed with that. So vanity isn't always, I don't see that card as a bad thing. I just see that as a card of, some people aren't going to always absorb what you say and how you say it. So sometimes it might be best to ask what they want from your interaction, or maybe just listen until they ask. If they want guidance, they will probably ask you for it. So on that note, I'm going to segue into a shameless plug. If you want guidance, if you're looking for a spiritual coach or a guide to help you on your journey, I don't really call myself a guru, but I can help and guide you. But really, to me, it's like leading the horse to water. You have to want to drink. I can present you with a lot of ideas and helpful things that I've done through my dark night of the soul and through my ascension process that have helped save me multiple times out of, dark spaces and going out of the shadow work into the light again. I can help guide you there if you want some guidance. So if you do, please feel free to reach out and DM me. If not, no pressure, whatever. Just enjoy the video. Now, these 2 cards are from my Third Eye Intuition deck. So if you haven't activated your third eye and you want to do that, or you've been trying to do that, I have a couple videos over on my channel here. So make sure you subscribe. That will help you to open your third eye. And that your third eye is like your Well, it's a lot of things. You can just go watch the video. I put it in pretty layman's terms, but there's a lot of things you can do to help yourself. And it's basically tied to your intuition. That's what I'm going to say. So it says develop, feed your senses, and discover what you want to know. Pay attention to the details and be open and tap into your own resources. The answers are waiting for you to notice. Now, if you haven't been seeing... if you've been seeing synchronicities, I like to think of synchronicities as patterns. So it's almost like subconscious recognition of patterns and things that our higher self is helping show us, to guide us, to help us align to our best selves, our best timeline. So usually the more synchronicities you see, the more in alignment you are. That's kind of how I view it for my own self. Now, the other advice about your intuition is act. It says, what time is it right now? Don't look at your clock, phone, or watch. Clear your mind and then check, are you right or way off? How is your intuition tracking this moment? And again, that's tied to our subconscious aspects, or, our bodily clock is different than our brain clock sometimes. So make sure you're maybe like playing a guessing game just to, try to check in with yourself and see where you're at if you're cohesive, basically. This is the last wisdom oracle card I have for you. Is the horse. And I think I said earlier you were a workhorse Virgo, because any Virgo I know, it's like, I know a lot of male Virgos, and they're always workhorses. Like, you just really put in the time and effort into the things you love and enjoy, and it really pays off. So it says, find the balance between instinctive and tamed parts of your personality. If you've been struggling with that, there's a lot of grounding stuff you can do, and I do recommend meditation. And meditation, again, doesn't have to be like you sit in a room and you're like, no. It's like you could listen to music. You could just, exercise, walk on a treadmill and listen to music and just like zone out. Whatever you do where you kind of zone out, and I don't mean like you're on your phone zoning out. I mean like you're in a calm, non-stimulated brain space, because meditation basically gets you out of beta brain, which is our normal everyday brain, and it puts you into gamma brain wave state, and that's where you can connect to your higher self and your soul, basically, a lot easier. So that's what I have for you for the Wisdom Oracle. I have tarot for you, which I'm going to go over right now. But again, if you like this video, please like and hit the subscribe button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. So in your past here, when it comes to tarot, you have the Five of Cups in reverse, Virgo. This is a great card to have in reverse, because upright is like you're crying over spilt milk. In reverse, it's like, okay, you're moving forward. You're not so much in this like regret mode. You're getting out of this like apathetic kind of mindset, and it's gonna pay off for you, because your present energy is the Fool. The Fool is not like, oh my God, you're such a fool. The Fool is like you're on a brand new path, a brand new journey, a brand new chapter, because you're letting go of the past pain. You're letting go of things that didn't serve you. You're letting go of an old mindset. And this is a whole brand new chapter that you're evolving into, because you've done the involution. So you can only evolve on the outside world. Your outside manifestations can only come to fruition when you've done the inner work. The involution leads to evolution. And that's kind of like the microcosmic version of the macrocosmic scale. It's kind of as within, as with on the outside. As above, so below. That's what they like say. But it's basically your as above, so below is like your subconscious and your conscious. I won't dive in too deep there, but your present, that was present, was the Fool. Your future energy is the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you've been in these like conflicted states, because you have the Breathe card, you have the Storm card. You're like, is the juice really worth the squeeze here? I don't know if I'm actually gaining anything from this. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting clarity and I'm getting one step ahead, and then sometimes I feel like it's like, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And the Spirit is saying, yes, it is worth it. It's going to be worth it. You're not going to see, this isn't an instant change, whatever's happening for you. These aren't instant things. Healing, growing, trauma releasing, understanding yourself, letting go of codependent habits, those sorts of things are not instant. And even if the relationship is over, it doesn't happen quickly. Even like, there's no specific time frame. It's all based on how you interpret things and how you process things. But ignoring it and shoving it under the rug isn't going to make it go away. It's just going to bubble up to the surface later. So the juice will be worth the squeeze as long as you put in the elbow grease and you get stuff done. But again, Virgo, you're a workhorse. You're going to do it because you're stubborn also. And like I said, I can't make a horse. I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make you drink. So you have to choose when the time is right for you to do the healing, to do the shadow work, to do those sorts of things. But you're going to do it when you're ready to do it. And no one else is going to make you ready. It's just your free will, essentially. Now, in the subconscious energy I have for your tarot, this is the last card of the tarot and the last card of your reading. This is 6 of Cups. This is nostalgia. This is your subconscious is wanting this sort of like, I think of this as like my puppy love card. Your subconscious is wanting this like good feeling, this like nice connection, this, remembering good times from the past. You want to keep the good memories and you want to move forward out of the old stuff. And that's totally normal. But there's also something called the widow's complex. You'll have to Google it. But sometimes when we lose someone, and it doesn't have to be via death, but it can be just like losing someone in a relationship or a friendship, that we really, really cared for, that we really, really loved. We might put them on a pedestal, even in their passing, even when they're not there. And we might be craving and wanting this nostalgic thing to come back, and it's Spirit's saying don't let go of the good memories just because there was a lot of bad ones, but it's also saying like don't stare into the past. You can glance at it like the rear view mirror, but don't stare too long, otherwise you're going to trap yourself in a karmic loop of regret, and it's going to be your own self-made doing, and then it's going to get you back into the state of regret and remorse, because regret and remorse is like the fear of the past. It's like, I wish I could have done something differently, or maybe I should have done this and it would have been better. And that's what gets you into this 5 of Cups state of mind. So there's just a fine line of looking too far ahead, looking too far backwards. It's kind of just finding the middle ground and being in the now. And maybe that's why that song Stuck in the Middle with You came up before in my meditation, so might want to listen to that. I think that's by like Norman somebody. But that's what I have for you, Virgo. Hopefully this helped. If it did, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps my channel to grow and I greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested in a coaching session, please feel free to reach out and I can book with you. I'll see you next time.